You're a Christian doing TikTok shop. I want to give you some encouragement as a fellow Christian who has done TikTok shop since like June of 2024 and made 180K in commission, so in my bank account, in the last like 8 months. Okay, I want you to know that it's very possible for you, that you're not too late. And here's exactly what I did to end up making that amount. So I started doing top of funnel videos when I first started TikTok shop. And if you're in a bad place where you're like, man, I just don't know if I can make this work, I don't know if I have enough time, let me paint that picture for you of where I started. So my husband was working 12-hour shifts at a restaurant, okay, just on his feet all day. It was miserable. I was 9 months pregnant and I had 3 other children, so this was my 4th child, and I was sleeping on a mattress on a floor in a relative's house while my kids slept on the couch. My husband worked a lot of night shift, so we never saw each other, and it was absolutely miserable. We could not afford to get out on our own. We were in a bunch of debt, couldn't afford anything, and so we were just feeling hopeless. And that's when that God led me to TikTok shop. And after praying for a way to get out of that wreck, out of that mess, okay, maybe that's where you're at right now. So I started doing top of funnel, which is where you're trying to go viral. You're trying to create a bunch of videos to go viral. I was listening to information from here and there. I was just trying to piece it all together, listening to a bunch of different information from different people who said that they made money on TikTok shop. And so I was trying to put that all together and make top of funnel viral videos that would go viral and make sales. I did make a few that went viral. One of them was a massager, and it made, at some point I was at like $2,000 a month, a few months into starting TikTok shop. And that's when I was like, God, 2,000 is not going to get us out of this mess. What do I do? And so that's when he led me and my husband do this. His name is Canyon. He led us to a group, and the group leader is Jordy, is his name. And so we saw him on YouTube. We were like Googling how to do live, and that's where we came across Jordy. So we got into his group and we were like, okay, we're going to start going live. That's how we're going to make all this money. And it still wasn't live. So like we would go live, we'd make a little bit of money. It was like, it's still not the amount we want. So he was talking about bottom of funnel content. And sometimes people do bottom of funnel content wrong and it gives it a bad name, but we do it correctly. We've been taught how to do it correctly. And so don't let that scare you away at the sound of bottom of funnel content, because it scares a lot of people away to where they don't even want to do it anymore. Okay, so we do it the correct way. And when we started doing that, the first month we went from the 2K-ish months in our pocket, okay, not in sales, we're talking about commissions, to 8K immediately, implementing what he was teaching us, okay? I'm going to go ahead and drop this. If you want to know more about this group, if you're sitting there like, man, I need to go from 2K to 8K. I need to go from 0 to 8K fast for whatever reason, for debt, for bills, for kids, drop the word group. Drop the word group, and I am going to send you more information about this group, okay? So I went to 8,000, and then it was like 17,000 the second month, and I think the month after that was 27,000. And our highest month was May of 2025, and that was $37,000 on just bottom of funnel content. We stopped doing the top of funnel content, viral style. We stopped doing that completely. And at that point, not every company has switched over to GMV Max. So if you've heard a lot about people making money only because their videos are in ads, that wasn't actually our situation. Because at that time, around May, April, around those months, GMV, not everybody had switched over to GMV Max like they have now, and like they will be over the next few months. A lot of our videos were not in ads. We might have had just very few that were running in ads and still made $37,000. So I want to break those limitations that you might be putting on yourself by listening to all this junk that other people are saying on here about how, well, they only made that amount of money, talking about anybody making money on TikTok shop. They only made that amount of money because they have all their videos and ads, and the algorithm loves their videos, and they're just, they're making money in a way that we can't make money. That's what a lot of people say, and it's just not true, and I'm the living proof of that. If you do want to do more, if you want to see like our commissions, you can, I'll add it to the end of this video, actually. I'm going to add it to the end just so you can see that I'm legit, because there's always people commenting like, how do we know that you're actually made what you say that you've made? Okay, and I get it. I'll add that to the end of this video. So, consistent ever since, like, I think I got to May. May, and then we took like almost all the month of June off. For the first time, we had a vacation. For the first time, we bought a van for our family, because we had been driving around a 2007 SUV for freaking years, since we got married 6 years ago. And our kids, it had no air conditioner. And so we were like, okay, we're going to go and we're going to fix a lot of these issues that we're having, pay some debts. And so we took a lot of the month of June off. Still made $25K in June, even taking half the month off. We were posting just like maybe 10 videos, very minimal amount of videos a day. Anyways, so we have not went under 20K a month since we first hit the 20K, 6 months ago, however long it's been. And I'm here to encourage you, because it's very possible for you. If it was possible for us with no experience, with nothing except a prayer, because literally we had nothing to our name except a Bible, except the clothes on our back. Like, we had nothing, okay? Nothing. And so it's possible for you, friend. I want you to know that and believe it, and start believing. Because one thing I actually started doing, even though I was so broke, such a hopeless situation, I started to believe that, no, this is not what God wants for me. I don't believe it. My Bible does not say that God wants me to be living in lack, and He says that I should be living in abundance and prosperity, not in freaking lack, and I should be able to give generously. Well, guess what? You can't give generously whenever you're living paycheck to paycheck and you can't even feed your kids, or you can't buy them clothes or shoes, whatever it is, okay? I realized the other day that I just went out and went to the store and just bought anything I wanted for my kids for the very first time ever. I went and bought them all kinds of winter clothes, winter shoes, didn't look at the price. I really just didn't even look. And it ended up being like $500. But used to, in the past, that would have been like, I never ever could have even imagined even just spending $500 on clothes and shoes, because I didn't have the money. I had to choose food over clothes. So the point that I'm making to you is, it's very possible for you, okay? Don't give up on TikTok Shop. Maybe you just need some advice that you've not gotten yet. Maybe that bottom of funnel is for you and you need to start trying it. But not just trying it and not just going out and looking and copying other people's videos. You actually need to know the strategies behind picking products, behind what products to run at certain times. I mean, there's a lot of strategies behind it, okay? I have 5 accounts. My husband and I have 5 TikTok Shop accounts, and we made that money that I just told you about. We made a lot of that on, I think, 3 accounts. It was just 3 accounts. So we just recently got into more accounts because we're just ramping it up for Q4, Black Friday, all of those things, Christmas. And so it's very possible for you. If you don't have enough accounts, if you just have 1 account, I always encourage people to get 2 or 3, because you never know when an accidental ban might happen on your account, violations that you shouldn't have gotten but the AI system gave you, all those things. That's why I always recommend multiple accounts, because also I have tons and tons of products, and I didn't start with that, okay? I started at 0, but and no money to buy any. So that's how we got started. That's how you can get started too. But as far as products go, we have tons and tons of products, and just because a product sells a lot on one of our pages and we try it on the other pages, it may not even sell. So that's also the beauty of having multiple accounts, because you can run tons of different products on different accounts that will perform better on a different account, if you know what I mean. So anyways, comment group. I'm going to DM you some information about the group that taught me everything, that taught my husband everything, and not just the strategies, but the mindset, because it takes, as you know, if you're thinking about giving up on TikTok Shop, or if you're thinking about, how it's impossible for you to make that amount of money, if you hear that I make 20K and you're just like, yeah, that's never going to happen for me, you need to be in a morning mindset in this group, because that's what helped us break through all these barriers that was keeping us broke. Okay, comment group. I'm going to send you the information. It's just from this page, TikTok Shop Tips with 1Z. Check the spelling. Don't get scammed. There's a bunch of freaking scammers out there. It's just from this page, TikTok Shop Tips. Okay, comment group or any other questions you have.